Hello guys, here it is, the first Shrine Skips video. After a good week of editing and recording this, I managed to dig up a grainy old microphone, so I hope that the sound quality isn't too bad. I'll try to be brief, but I have a couple things that I'd like to say before we actually start here. First of all, thank you guys for all of the support on, Reddit and all of that. The number of subs I have multiplied by about 30 within one day, so thank you all for motivating me to make this video. Without you guys, I never would have found the willpower to do this. Second of all, I'm going to have a sort of order to how these videos are constructed, and I'm going to start with the easiest tricks at the beginning and kind of work up in difficulty from there. Next thing that you guys should know is that I have not swapped the inputs for jump and sprint. This game allows you to do that, and I have designed the on-screen button inputs as well as this commentary around not using that option, so keep that in mind. And finally, let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions as to any changes that you'd like me to make on the intro or how I'm structuring these things. I am open to suggestions. But without further ado, here's the first of my Shrine Skips tutorials, The Way of the Shield. Alright, so the first shrine skipping technique that you guys are going to need to know is the basic vertical shield jump. To do this, you just hold down ZL and then X and A while you're in the air. The game teaches you how to do this directly. It's the basic shield surfing animation, so I really don't think that I need to slow it down for you guys. The other thing that's worth noting is that you can do an extra jump when your shield collides with the ground, either by timing the jump button perfectly or by mashing it mid-air. I find the second option a lot easier to pull off. Now this technique isn't that useful in and of itself, but it will end up being useful later on, so keep that in mind. The second technique that you guys are going to need to know is the shield flip. To do this, you hit the exact same buttons as you would for the shield jump, but while Link is moving forwards, and I've found that you can get more lateral distance out of it if you're holding the sprint button just before takeoff. The other thing is, similarly to the shield jump, you can get an extra bounce if you mash X right before Link lands. Finally, this is useful when fighting Guardians in that if you use a well-timed shield flip, you can dodge their beams at much closer range than you would normally be able to. The third technique I have, and probably the easiest one, is removing your shield. Normally if you jump on an almost broken shield, it will break and Link will fall on his face. Now, you can cause the same thing to happen if you unequip the shield during a shield jump while it's in contact with the ground. Now, using this to cause Link's ragdoll animation does have a purpose. When in this state, he is less affected by air resistance and can be launched farther than he normally would be able to. In this state, Link is also much less affected by water resistance. You can take advantage of this by unequipping the shield and then having Link fall on his face into the water. He will sink down a lot farther than he normally would, and because of this, you can use it to completely skip the puzzle in this room. The next trick is the Unequipped Flip, or basically removing your shield mid-air off of doing a shield flip. This is very useful in that it preserves damage to your shield, and Link can kind of climb up a little bit farther than he would normally be able to if you had your shield still equipped. So that was kind of a lot to take in, so let's go over it in slow motion. First, I get a running start to get maximum distance out of the jump. Next thing I do is enter the buttons for the normal shield flip. This time, immediately after hitting A, I hit the left button on the D-pad, followed by the right joystick to the left to remove my shield. After this, I let go of the left button and Link will keep moving. Finally, I hold the left joystick forwards to allow Link to pull himself up onto the platform and complete the jump. The next trick I have for you guys is the Cryonis jump. This one's more difficult, and it's especially difficult to get the maximum amount of height out of, because you need to time a shield jump very well off of an upwards moving Cryonis block. However, its utility is worth the difficulty of using it, because you can use it to jump over pretty much any wall that's adjacent to water. So here it is in slow motion, as well as an explanation of all of the different button inputs that you need to enter. First, I position Link so that he's right at the edge, and then I hit A to freeze an ice cube and immediately jump and do the shield flip. This time, however, I land on the ice cube and wait a couple frames before jumping again to get the maximum amount of height and upwards velocity. Finally, I unequip my shield, using the same method I told you guys about before mashing X to open the glider to allow me to pull myself up over the fence. So here's the complete jump again at full speed. And finally, I have a technique that I actually performed on accident. It isn't really that useful, it's more of a blooper than anything else, but I thought it was kind of funny and so I'd like to share it with you. I'm not going to explain how to do it because I can't see any way of intentionally causing this to happen. Here it is. So as you can see, Link is quite affected by knockback while in the air. The thing is, you can't really control when exactly the Guardian will fire, and so I more got lucky when I decided to jump there. So, that's all I have for you guys today. I'd like to thank you all for watching this, and thank you for keeping me motivated to make this commentary and do all of the editing to make the button overlay and all of that. Next week, I will go over more techniques, especially those that involve bombs, and hopefully within the week after that, I'll start to get into the tricks involving stasis and other physics stuff, so I hope you guys will stay tuned. I'll get to work on those as soon as I upload this. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.